Hello, my name's Miss Katie, and today we're going to learn how to make friendship bracelets using a cardboard circle pattern. Okay? Now, if you signed up and you picked up your kit from the library, you already got your 7 strands of embroidery floss and a pre-cut circle made of cardboard and a button, which is optional. Now, if you didn't pick up a kit, you can always call the library or stop in, and we still have some kits available. But if you already have your supplies at home, that's great too. You can use embroidery floss, like I said, which is a little thicker than regular thread, or you can use yarn too. You just need 7 strands, and they need to be 2 feet or 24 inches long. And that'll make sure you have enough to work with and for the different size wrists, okay? Alright, so let's get started. Now if you got your kit, then you already have a pre-cut circle, which is super handy. But if you didn't get a kit, you can still make a circle. Now I just cut this flap off a cardboard box, and I will take a glass and place it on the cardboard. Take a pen or pencil, draw a circle, trace, trace, trace. Doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. And then I will just cut that out. Now, as I said, they don't have to be perfect. Just follow the lines as best you can. Take your time. Make sure you're doing it right. It's not a race. There. And then you have a circle. See? Alright, let me move this out of the way. Alright, I'm going to use my pre-made fancy circle that I cut out at work with a special machine. It's really cool. So, now that we have our circles, we are going to divide it into 8 slices of pie, like a pizza. So first, find your center and mark it with your pencil. There you go. Now, take a straight edge. I have a ruler, but if you don't have a ruler, you can use anything that has a straight edge. And just make sure you don't write on whatever you're using. If you're using a book spine or something, just don't write on the book. But here we go. Line it up. Where'd my pencil go? Here it is. And make one line straight across. Then turn it, and then you're going to make a plus sign. So you're going to cross it perpendicular to that line. Yoink! There. Now we have a plus sign. And now you're going to cut those in half. Boop and boop. Alright, so I'll show you. 1. See how I just went right through there? And another one. One more, line it up. There. Now we have 8 wedges, so it looks like a pizza. Alright, so we need to cut slits on each line. And you're going to want to go about halfway down, halfway to the center. Okay, so take some scissors, and cut about halfway on each line. You don't want to go all the way, but the exact measurement doesn't matter. So just approximately is a fun word, isn't it? Approximately means about. About or approximately halfway down. There we go. See? And now we're going to poke a hole in the center so we can put our string through. See, as you see how I did here. Oops, I got this one started already so I can show you what we're doing. We're going to have it through there. And this started just with this little nub, and I braided and braided until I had this long bracelet. So, first, mark where you're going to put your center. Now, if you have a sharp enough pencil, and I would do it on something like another piece of cardboard or a magazine or something, you're going to push through, see if you can get a hole. Now, I probably could push harder and break my pencil, but I'm going to use some scissors. Now, be very careful. You might want an adult to do this for you if you're a little younger. But I'm just going to line it up. I'm going to push it so it's through. There we go. See? So now it's all the way through. And I'm just going to give her a little twist, because you need enough space for the knot to go through. Now this is probably the trickiest part, is getting the knot through. So I'm going to show you how to do that a couple different ways. Now, first you're going to line up all your strings. And you're going to make a knot. Or, I found that if you want to just put it through and then make the knot afterwards, it's a little easier. I've seen a few different ways to do it, but I found that if you don't make the knot yet, then you can push it through easier, because if you make the knot is so it doesn't come through. Well, if it can go through that one way, then it can come through another way, right? So, one sneaky trick I thought of was to put them all together so they're even, and if they're not exactly even, you can give it a little cut, a little trim, so they're all even. Now, twist them together and put a piece of tape on them. And then roll the tape. Okay, there we go. So now it's all twisted, and then see, it is just an easy, hard point to push right through, and there you go, easy peasy. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to tell you a little, another way to get started, because you can finish your bracelets a few ways. You can just knot it, braid it, do the circle pattern, and then knot it again, and put it around your wrist, and then tie it, and voila, it's on your wrist. But then there's a couple other ways. Say if you want to be able to take it on and off without having to cut it, you could put a button or a bead at the end, and then you'll have a hole at the other side and you can slip it through. Now this part is very tricky, so that's why I included the button, so you can do that. But when I found trying to get the string through the button was very, very tricky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a close-up of the bracelet for the rest of the tutorial, so you can get a better idea of what we're working with. Okay, so let's go up close. All right, here is our fiddly part. What I did here to get our strings through those teeny tiny buttonholes was I took 2 strands of embroidery floss and I split each one in half. So each embroidery floss is made up of more tiny strings. So, and they're woven together to make a bigger string. So what I did was I split each embroidery string in half, and then I poked it through the hole with a handy dandy toothpick. So I laid it across, and then I carefully poked each end through like that until all 4 were in a hole. And once all 4 were in a hole, I pulled them through all the way, and I tied a knot. And then I double knotted it to make sure that they didn't go anywhere, because that took a long time and I don't want that to fall off. Okay, so then we can go on and make our friendship bracelet. But as you know, our friendship bracelets are made up of 7 strings, and this is only 2. So to add your extra 5, you'll simply lay that down, find your other 5 strings, line them up, pinch together, and tie a knot. So pull this through here. Now you're going to want this knot to be all the way up here by your button, just to reinforce the button strength here. So you kind of want to keep it loose, and then you can kind of move it along gently, gently, gently until you get all the way up to that button up here. And then there you go. And then you have a nice tight knot to start your bracelet. And then you'll just cut the extras off here with your scissors. Now, I don't recommend doing this tight to your circle, because then it's just another thing to get frustrated about. So you can either start it through like this one, pull it all the way through, and then cut off the 2 here, and then work like that. Or you can just start it like this, and then like we did before, tape your ends once you've cut them even, tape them like we did here, and put them through your disc. Okay, so that's the fiddly part. That's the advanced part. That's for the big kids and the grown-ups who like a challenge. So there's that, and now let's show you how to make the actual bracelet, so we can end up like this. All right, so we have our strings pulled through, and we're going to take it and knot it. There is our knot, and just wherever you like it. There. So just need a nice strong knot so all our beautiful work doesn't get ruined. All right, so now we are going to start our weaving or braiding. I'm not sure what you call it. But you'll take each string and you'll put it in a slot. So each color has a home, and they get tangly. Like I said, this is a bit of an advanced craft, kind of for older kids, but younger kids can do it too. It just requires patience. So if you want to learn patience, this is a fun craft for you. Let's see, I've got a bit of a tangle here, so I just need to find my strings. There we go. And there's one there, and one here, and one here. Okay, so now we have all our strings in a home, right? But we have an empty one, and we want that to be empty. We're going to use that. So you're going to want to start with the slit facing you, and then we're going to count clockwise 3 spaces. Does anyone know what clockwise is? Here, I have a clock to help demonstrate. Clockwise means that it turns in the direction of the clock hands, and counterclockwise means it goes in the opposite direction. All right, so now that we know clockwise and counterclockwise, let's get started. We're going to count 1, 2, 3 clockwise, and then we're going to turn our disc counterclockwise to face us. 1, 2, 3. Turn. 1, 2, 3. Put it in the slot. Turn. Let's do one more. 1, 2, 3. And then just pull it into our empty slot. Now these will get tangled, so you want to kind of comb them out with your fingers as you go. All right, so you see, this will take many, many times around to get your full finished bracelet. But at the end, it is beautiful. So if you have some time, if you're going on a car ride, maybe on a vacation with your family, or you're just sitting around listening to some music, you can make a friendship bracelet. So here, I will show you my finished product, and I'll show you how to finish the ties. So I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me make the entire bracelet, because that takes a while. All right, so once you're done, you will remove all the strings from the disc, like so. Tricksters, there we go. And then just pull it through. All right, so bye-bye disc, thank you. All right, now we have our knotted end and our unfinished end. So you're gonna knot this by where we finished making our braid. So at the end of our braid, we're going to add a knot. There we go, easy peasy. So now that can be it. That can be your bracelet, and you can put it around your wrist, tie that around, cut off the extra, voila, you have your friendship bracelet. If you did the button, you'll want to make an additional knot, because your button will go through that knot, okay? So you're gonna wanna kind of measure how big your button is. Oh, about that big. Yeah, that works. And then you're going to make another knot and bring that down, because you don't want it too big, because if it's too big, then the button will just slip through and come off really easily. So you want it pretty close, but not too close, or else it won't fit through. So it's kind of a guessing game, but you can see that it's just about the width of the button, but there's some play in there too, so it'll give. All right, and so that's all you need. So then your button will be able to go through, and you'll be able to take it on and off. So there we are. There are our friendship bracelet tutorial all done. Advanced and easy, but easy, we know. It was kind of tricky, but it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad we did it.